VAT on petroleum products. The Kenya Kwanza parliamentarians led by the majority leader Kimani Ichung'wah have been saying it is still the lowest even after this finance bill. It's still the lowest in the East African region, saying that in Uganda it's 18%. What do you make of this and its impact?
Once upon a time, I went to my mother with my report card, and I had come third in my class. And my mother scolded me because I had come third in my class. Not because third in my class was bad, but because she knew my potential. Kenya cannot be compared to Uganda. Land-wise, economy-wise, currency-wise, whichever measurement you want to take, you cannot compare Kenya with Uganda. Kenya is one of the countries that is looked upon as a herald of the East African region and also as a top economic diplomatic center for Africa. So let's set that aside. But let me also bring to notice my good friend Bwana Kafafa here when he says that because previous governments have borrowed, we now need extremely high taxes. That's not true. Why is it not true? Because isn't this government borrowing as well? It borrowed 200 billion shillings a week ago. It has borrowed 1.2 trillion shillings since it got into power. The taxes we are paying are not going to stop borrowing, because even the budget they have given is not a surplus budget, it is not a balanced budget, it is a deficit budget. So these taxes we are paying are in no way going to deal with the issues of the debt that Kenya has. However, now to answer your question, when we talk about increasing the cost of fuel, what we are essentially telling Kenyans is there was inflation before July, there's going to be more inflation after July. If we are honest to Kenyans, businessman or not, this is one of those economic situations where you tighten your seatbelt, cross your fingers, pray to Muhammad, Allah, Buddha, whoever you believe in, to save you from the car crash that is coming. That is the reality. It is not a prophetic reality, it is a mathematical reality.
All right.
Because fuel, when this is done, is going to be 196 shillings. That will affect the person living in Mandera, living in Moyale, living in Bokoli, where my mother comes from. They will be affected by it, and they'll be affected negatively.
Thank you.
Now, in this hyperinflationary market, just allow me to finish. What the Kenya Kwanza government has chosen to do, instead of giving us shock absorbers, it has allowed us to face shocks. The question every person living at home today should ask themselves is, how can I absorb the shocks as myself? Because this government is absorbing no shocks. Unless you can go to Hustler Fund and borrow to pay the taxes they're levying on you.